This energy is collaborative, kind, and I finally get to teach you about a court card for the first time. This is the Page of Cups. I'm going to do my makeup with you and teach you about the Page of Cups. I pre-moisturized and immediately I am just going in with the Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint, and I'm going to put this on as my base, okay? I like it a lot more on me than a foundation just because I have some old acne scars. The Page of Cups is so much about authenticity and opening ourselves to real connection, actually, and pretty non-judgmental as a court card. Now, the Page of Cups is the shyest of the pages, and more flaky and free-flowing than obviously the Knight or the King or the Queen, because the Page is learning and very often represents somebody young or mature. But the Page of Cups is earnest, kind, creative, thoughtful, and because of that, really one of the most considerate and community-centered pages. I am a Glossier bootlicker, like I say every time, so I'm also going to go into my concealer I have from them in the color Light 3. But he is very in touch with his whimsy, which I really, really love about this. Well, he is in every interpretation, but very much so with these like wavy, like abstract lines. This is the Queer Tarot, by the way. And look, he's in like such a colorful outfit. This is self-expression. This is authentic self-expression. And obviously doing something productive that helps us move towards happy relationships or authentic careers, but it's very much about being gentle with ourselves, being gentle with others. And the pages so much I notice in a reading as somebody who is sort of seasoned. I've been doing this for 5 or 6 years. Pages, when they show up in readings, can be so provoking and reminiscent of what somebody's motivations are, what gets them moving, what gets them going. Probably the pages and the knights most of all, like evoke that for me when I'm giving somebody a reading. I think I've been so excited to talk about court cards because they are archetypes. We can tap into their energies and sometimes like read on a person we don't agree with that's making questionable choices, but the court cards always, because they're archetypes, give you insight into motivations and feelings and when to tap into these energies that are beneficial for us. I'm also going to do my eyebrows with the Statue Brow and Freckle Stain. I do freckles some days. I only really feel like doing my eyebrows today. This is my ColourPop liquid blush in Sweet Treat. I like to put it underneath my eyes because I am very, very girly. I'm very, very hyper femme, and I almost like to look Disney princess when I do my makeup. So just under my eyes. So really just this much, and then dots, and then blending out. And I have a button nose, so I love to put some right on the button, right on the button. Now, somebody who shows up as the Page of Cups can be a little bit non-confrontational because Cups is definitely not the suit of communication. Absolutely not. But they are very, very sensitive souls, and they do empower others, and they do have this real innate care for other people. We are almost at eyeshadow. That's my favorite part. So I'm going to use the Rose Frequency Morphe palette today with just a fluffy brush. and also the NYX gripping primer, okay? But I only use a little bit because sometimes I go overboard on primer. So I'm literally just taking one dot of it, and I'm going to use whatever amount of product on like both eyes. Why is it not coming out? That's fine. That much. Put some on both of them, and then I literally just rub. Now they are sticky. Okay, yes. So I am going to start with this color all over the lid, and I think this might be called Tease Party. Okay, fun. And I have like kind of hooded eyes. So I treat like that like little part of my skin right here, like where it's kind of like ovally as like my crease, and like when I want something like in there, like that's where I put it. But I'm just like doing like a wash with the with the like tan color. I also love a little bit of like a dewy look. That's why I pick all the makeup that I pick. So this is just a Too Faced cream shadow. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny dot. You barely even notice because I'm not going highlighter. I'm going like she's glistening, you know? So I'm going to put some right here and right here, but like barely anything. Like I tap it on my skin one time. Don't botch yourself one time, okay? Look. You see that? And then I also really like a clear mascara just on like the outside of my lashes because it makes them look bigger, but it's not like drama because it's not a color. I like that. And honestly, besties, my two favorite parts of my makeup, eyeshadow, but also I'll never stop talking about them, and I use it every video, and I'm not getting paid for it or anything. I literally just like it and have been using it for years. I think since I was 22, and I'm turning 27. This is Slave Fire Glitter Gel, and it is in the color Party on Venus. And it's really pretty and rainbow, and I'm gonna put it right here. I give her a little tap, tap, tap sometimes if she won't open, but like never on like the side of it because it's glass, okay? I want to say usually the cards like coincide with like whatever I got going on. The Page of Cups is so much about like a chill day, like where you don't talk to anybody, just because there's something so recharging about leaning into like the like therapeutical, like artistic, fun poetry writing, musical listening, like vibes of like cups. And then like when you follow this and you let go of your responsibilities and you have fun and you make everything fun, you have such a recharging day. I'm really vibing with that. I'm not going anywhere. That's why I've had so much fun. I'm actually not even going to pull an expensive perfume. I'm just going to wear Snow Fairy around the house. We're going to put on some setting spray until I take this off later. I felt like so hot Cheeto girl with that part. I tried to be friends with the hot Cheeto girls in high school and they didn't like me because I was too perky. I think that was a very Page of Cups time of my life, trying to befriend hot Cheeto girls. I love you. I want to say thank you so very much for letting me teach you about the Page of Cups and hanging out with me. And I hope, even though I keep these kind of short, just for like watchability, I hope it made you feel good to watch it. And I hope you're having a nice day. comment and say hi. I don't bite. I love the Page of Cups card, and I love you. I am going to go have some snackies and edit this, but I really, really hope, again, you had a great time and got in some active rest, and I adore you. I put these up every Tuesday and pick cards every Saturday. I'll talk soon, but I literally love you. Happy summer, Diva. Thanks for hanging. Bye. I feel so pretty.